So you have that. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dawn and this is Dawn Does Keto. This channel is all about my accountability on the ketogenic diet. So we're just going to dive right in today. A couple things that I would like to talk about. One, I wanted to mention Keto Palooza in Louisville, Kentucky. That will be at the end of September going into October. My birthday happens to be at the beginning of October, so it worked out perfectly. I asked my husband if this could be a birthday gift for me, so we have gotten our tickets to Keto Palooza. Let me know in the comments down below if any of you are planning on being there. I would love to just say hello and give you a hug and just meet you in person. That would be amazing. We're going to be at Keto Palooza. Will you be there? Another thing I wanted to talk about this week are ketones and glucose ratings. Do you test your ketones? Do you test your glucose? This is something that I personally have never ever done. I haven't done it at all. I watched enough YouTubers that said that if you were following a ketogenic diet and you were staying under 20 net carbs a day, I believe that to a degree. I do believe that there needs to be a total carb cap. But if you are staying under the appropriate amount of carbs for the day, that you are in ketosis and that you don't have to worry about what a keto meter says. So I never got one. There are people who say that the lower ketone readings are the same. If you're in ketosis, it doesn't matter what the number is, if it's 0.4 or if it's 1.4. You're still in ketosis and you don't lose more weight because you have a higher ketone rating. I've heard that the ketone readings are not always accurate because the longer you are on a ketogenic diet, the more efficient your body becomes at using those ketones for energy. If you have a blood ketone meter, it measures the amount of ketones that are floating around in your blood. So what that means is if you're using your ketones, you're not going to have a lot of extra ketones floating around in your blood. So this is just like my understanding of it, just from watching videos and hearing people. So I just never really had the desire to really test my ketones. One thing I will say though is I have wanted to get a glucose meter. Now I did get my sugar tested, got my glucose readings from my doctor, and I am normal. I don't have any issues with my A1C or anything like that. But I did want to get one just so that when I do eat certain things, I am curious as to whether or not they affect my glucose readings, especially like some of the keto sweets like we did in our video from last week. Certain things that we eat, I'd be curious to know if they spike my glucose at all. Just because there's not technically sugar in them does not mean that they don't affect your glucose. Everybody's different. There are certain things that some people can't eat, and even though it's considered keto, if I can't eat it, it's not keto for me. So let me know in the comments below, do you check your ketones on a regular basis? Do you check your glucose on a regular basis? I would be interested in possibly getting a glucose meter just to see how certain foods affect my insulin. So let's talk about my struggles and successes this week. I've gone out to eat twice this week, which was kind of on the lower end for us. I went out last Tuesday with a friend and I had wings, so I was fine with that. I ate 16 wings. I did have some fried zucchini and it was very, very lightly battered, and I had a piece of that. That was not necessarily horrible. And then I went out with a friend today who you are going to meet in a few weeks because I'm going to do an interview with her. She is currently doing keto and she's doing amazing. She's lost 70 pounds and I'm going to let her tell you everything. I don't want to spoil it. She's doing such a great job and she's going to be on my channel in a couple weeks. We're going to do a short little interview. Her name is Chris and we went to breakfast this morning. She bought me breakfast because she's just wonderful like that. We had a vegetable omelet. We each had a side of sausage and a side of bacon with it. So it was delicious, but I am stuffed to the gills. She and I were talking about it. I think that I might just OMAD today, and that might just be my one meal because I ate past comfortably full. Let's put it that way. I'm definitely feeling it now. But we had a great time. I always love getting together with her. She's one of my friends that I can get together with and we can just talk keto, and I can't do that with everybody. So I love seeing her. So those are the only 2 times I ate out. Now we did go to a graduation party. So technically I guess I ate out 3 times. friends. That was a little bit more of a struggle. There weren't really any keto options available at the graduation party. I ended up having a small amount of pulled pork, no bun, but it did have some barbecue sauce on it. It wasn't like drowning in barbecue sauce, so I don't think it was too bad, but I'm sure that there was some sugar in that. And then I had some chicken tenders, and they were battered. I had 3 chicken tenders. And they also had like a broccoli salad, which was literally just broccoli, onion, bacon, and cheese. I don't even think there was a sauce or dressing on it, so that was totally fine. That was a little bit of a struggle this week, but overall my week was very clean. 2 struggles that I did have this week though. One is I had peanut butter, and if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that peanut butter is a struggle for me. I can sit down with a jar of peanut butter and eat a whole jar in 2 days. Like, it's gone. I just take a spoon and I eat it right out of the jar, and it's a major issue for me. And I haven't been buying it, but a couple times ago when we were grocery shopping, I did buy a jar. It had been sitting in my cupboard for a couple weeks and I didn't touch it. Well, this week Aunt Flo came to visit, and needless to say, I broke down and had some peanut butter. I will say that I didn't eat as much in one sitting, but that jar is gone. So you have that. TMI warning. Because it was that time of the month, I did tend to snack a little bit more than I normally do. I usually don't try to snack in between meals. Now the snacks I did have were keto snacks. I had a few more than I normally am accustomed to having. So those 2 things were a little bit of a struggle for me this week. But today is a new day and it's a new week. So let's move on and move forward, I guess. So all of that being said, I got on the scale this morning, and I'm going to put my weight right here. I weighed in at 182.6. So last week I was at 183 on the nose, so I lost 0.4 of a pound. Again, I just kind of felt like the last couple weeks I should have had more of a loss, and I just hate having that expectation and then being disappointed, but I am just going to continue to stay the course. As I was talking to Chris today, I was explaining that this is a lifestyle, and as long as I'm going in the right direction, it doesn't really matter how long it takes. So overall, since I started this channel, this is my week 9 video, but I have been doing this renewed commitment for 8 weeks. So this being 8 weeks, I've lost a total of 6 pounds, which is about 3/4 of a pound a week I'm averaging right now, which again, I can look at and just go, wow, that's not a lot. That's slow. But I could also look at it as I'm not going up. I'm not gaining weight. I'm not having a ridiculous amount of off-plan meals, which is what I was doing before I started this channel. This is really helping keeping me in check, because if my weight loss had slowed down to this much of a crawl prior to me starting this channel, if I felt like I wasn't making any progress, it's so easy for me to say, why am I doing this? So I'm trying to not be in that mindset and just continue to stay the course, trust the process, and be happy with the results that I'm getting, and that overall I am still continuing to lose weight. It's going to take me a little bit longer maybe to get to my goal weight, but that's okay. So guys, that's probably going to be a really super short video this week, because I just kind of wanted to touch on whether or not you guys did ketone and glucose readings, give you an update on my struggles and successes, and also give you my weight update for the week. And that pretty much wraps it up. So let me know in the comments down below how your week has been. I think about you guys, especially those that comment on a weekly basis and letting me know where you're at. I get super happy to hear about your successes. I really do want to hear about your struggles. So I've said this before, if you need someone to chat with about your ketogenic journey, then feel free to email me at dawndoesketo@gmail.com, and I will be happy to chat with you about that. Everybody go out there and have an amazing week. To those dads out there, I hope that you had a wonderful, happy Father's Day, and I will see you guys in next week's video. Thanks for being here. Talk to you next week. Bye.